Hey everybody, welcome to Super Rad Podcast number 5. I'm Tooth.
Michael.
Nick.
And today for the music we have Final Fantasy 1 for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Classic.
Absolute classic. It's the first time this has been busted out in a while. So
Yeah, I'm glad Nick mentioned this, kind of recommended it
for the music.
Excellent.
Which is a total surprise because I thought he hated Final Fantasy.
Everybody knows that.
At this point.
Alright, so first off today, I want to personally welcome Mark Rupert to Super Rad Podcast, or Super Rad family, rather.
Yeah.
He is our new resident in-house graphic designer. He's been the one who's customizing the Facebook page and making all those amazing graphics that you guys have been seeing lately.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's the best. And he's been interacting with people on the website a lot too. So
Yeah.
if you talk to us on Facebook or you leave a comment and we respond, it's usually me or Mark Rupert. So I just wanted to take a minute and welcome him. So
Yeah, he's a gamer. I mean, through and through. We've known him for a while. And
I've known him for almost 20 years.
He's been gaming hard since back then. So
it's good to have the blow staying with us. It's a little bittersweet because at the end of the week he's moving to North Carolina. But he's also moving to a town in which my father has a house in, so he's not going anywhere.
Oddly convenient.
Yeah, it's really, it's super
What are the
lucky.
odds of that?
Yeah, super lucky. So he's not going anywhere, and I just want to welcome him. So, yeah,
bringing a new flavor to the future podcasts, hopefully.
we're gonna get him through Skype to come on the show and stuff.
That's an excellent idea. I mean, and maybe we'll have a contest maybe in the future and have viewers come on the podcast or something. You know, who knows?
Yeah,
anything goes.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the increasement in views and subs on YouTube. You guys have been great.
The comments.
You guys have been interacting with us. Thank you.
Because for me personally, I'm just curious as to what other people think about video games. I'm just genuinely curious. I don't.
Yeah, and people are starting to interact with us, so it's really awesome.
I want to know.
I'm sure I can speak for all of you, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's making everything better. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, so
it makes it worth doing. Totally.
You got it. So thanks, guys. You are making the show better, and I'm glad you are listening. Yeah. So what games have you been playing lately?
Well, we busted out the old original Street Fighter 4
for the 360.
Not the not the new updated versions, but still really fun to play online and get bodied or try and body people. Try and beat them down.
Yeah, because according to you, you have the #1 Fei Long in Street Fighter 3DS in the world right now, right?
Correct. I've played over 1,000 hours, and it came out last year. So I don't know if you want to do the math. It's 3 hours a day.
And you said you've never ran into.
I've never ran into anyone even close. I've gotten up to 10,000 player points, which is pretty good. I've seen other people, I've seen a Guile at 15,000 and stuff like that.
Right, you don't have the #1 character in the
world.
You have
absolutely not.
Right,
yeah.
you have the #1 Fei Long now.
And people use Guile and Honda a lot just because you can spam with the 3DS. It's really easy to be really cheap. And so, seeing one of those is average, but to see a technical character like
Fei Long.
Fei Long, he's really hard to use that high. It's pretty cool. So
that's awesome. That's
pretty neat.
Pretty ridiculous that you're the #1 in the world with that character. Nick, you're still playing Chrono Cross? You're almost done, right?
Ooh. Yeah, I am in the last section.
Ooh, getting down to it.
What do you think so far? I mean, I know since you haven't completed it, you can't really give us, the full review, maybe rating or whatever, but
it was enjoyable. The graphics are some of the best I've seen on PS1.
That's saying something right there. I mean, if you think about it,
it's really the truth, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go into it.
The difficulty level was a little lower than it needed to be.
Yeah, what did you say? You died once?
I died once.
That's kind of lame. I mean,
as long as it's a good story.
Yeah,
though, I mean,
keeps you going.
The battle difficulty wasn't what it should have been. They're just frustrating. It's a linear RPG, but there's parts where they basically tell you to go off and wander with very little clues about what you're supposed to be doing.
That's kind of cool.
So that was the most difficult part, is you're going through parallel universes in this one, not through time. So
wow.
you're doing a lot of backtracking, and you don't necessarily know where to go all the time. So that's where the difficulty comes from, not from a boss battle you'll be stuck on or something.
Right.
Kind of one of those where the fuck do I go games.
Yeah, and then you have to go 3 places, but in the right order.
And if you don't do it in the right order, then...
Yeah, and you don't think to go back to a place because I already checked there, and it didn't key in any event, so you go everywhere else first, and then you realize you've been everywhere, but maybe you just did it in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds difficult for the wrong reasons, I'd like to be challenged intellectually, not, guessing games.
Yeah. No. Well, at the same time, I mean, it sounds... You just gotta, do it in the right order. I mean, it's... Yeah, I don't know.
And I could play it through again because I think I have 25 characters. There's 40.
Wow.
So insane.
I don't even know where to begin as far as anybody's best weapons or armor. And I'm sure there's a ton of side quests. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I want to say that...
And Chrono Trigger there was.
I want to say that's the most characters in an RPG ever.
Well, if you're gonna count
Maybe.
Pokemon, but that's another...
No,
That's
I
another...
mean,
Yeah, that's another debate. And in a linear RPG... Well, I mean, again, that you can count Pokemon, but... Maybe in like a square or like a, I don't know. Like
that's the most I've ever heard of.
I mean, it's definitely quite a few, but what I did find out is that there's no way to play through one game and get all 40.
Oh, that's cool.
In one game.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it gives you a reason to play it again.
But
that's cool.
There's a section and if you replay it, you can go to a certain area and just do a certain sequence of events that'll bring back your characters from previous games if you still have the data saved on your memory card.
Oh, like
so you can have
like a New Game Plus, right?
You can have all 40 at once, just not through your first time through, even if you had a strategy guide or whatever and had everything.
Damn.
So yeah, I should be finishing that up. Cool. Any time now. I'm in the final area, and then sitting on Rogue Galaxy, waiting to start that next.
Dude,
okay, so that's what you're gonna do next. Rogue Galaxy.
The art style in Rogue Galaxy is
that's PS2, correct?
Awesome. PS2.
That's PS2,
Okay.
and that's probably gonna take me longer than Chrono Cross did.
Yeah, that's an 80-hour game from what I've heard.
Yeah, I've never played it personally.
That's a deep game. It was released a little bit later in the PS2 lifespan.
Yeah, it was towards the end, and it's like Sony first party, which is weird.
Yeah.
Whoa. And
you're like, it's kind of like Skies of Arcadia. There's like it's like space pirates instead of sky pirates.
That's cool.
It's really neat.
And some Killer Instinct today.
Yeah, we jammed on some killer. I got bodied up.
The best.
So
Nick put me to town. I'm not gonna lie.
Chrono Cross and playing with my friends, it's been Killer Instinct and NBA Jam as always.
Oh,
nice.
Especially with March Madness going on, you got to get those NBA Jam games going.
And I'm still playing Parasite Eve. I'm on the second disc, the last day, because the game is divided into 6 days.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I'm at the boss of the game, which is a really disturbing baby thing. It's straight up a baby. Like I was shooting a baby with a handgun.
Man, those PS1 to me is the scariest system.
What the fuck am I doing? I'm shooting a child. But it's like a demon child. But like when you hit it, it makes like a real baby noise, and it's just creepy as shit.
Dude, I don't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't play that, man.
That's nasty.
I wonder who volunteered up their kid to
do the sound bite.
He's immortalized in Parasite.
Yeah, to do the sound bite.
It'd be pretty cool to know that when you grew up, though.
Yeah, until you see the FMV, and then you'll understand why I'm like creeped out by it.
Like the last time we were talking about, like we just mentioned that the NES is like the hardest system for your buck. I think in terms of survival horror, or just horror in general, the PS1 to me is the scariest system ever made. Because those 3D graphics were young, so like your imagination did a lot of the work. You know what I mean?
Not even necessarily. I mean Silent Hill.
Yeah, dude. Like you can't.
Silent Hill 1, man.
Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Parasite Eve. I mean, that's just. You can get some great horror games on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
Clockwork.
They were sort
Clock
of
Tower.
minimalist a lot of it.
Clockwork. Yeah, Clock Tower too.
They leave a lot up to your imagination. You can't really tell what it is, and stuff's always scary in your imagination. So to me, that's the scariest system I've ever played.
They definitely kept it minimal with the audio a lot of times.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but then as we talked, like there were some games and companies that just went insane with
Above and beyond.
Yeah, so alright, well, that's the games we've been playing lately. After Parasite Eve, I'm gonna just continue and go right into Parasite Eve 2.
Ooh, keeping it going.
Yeah, I
never
played it.
Is there a third? I don't actually know.
No, there's not.
Maybe one day. You never know.
Yeah, maybe. But so I'm gonna go into Parasite Eve 2 after that. Halls. What have we picked up lately? Oh, I went to the flea market with Nick.
Yeah, you should go first, Andrew.
And I got a Dreamcast for $10. No cords, just 2 controllers on the Dreamcast for $10.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it was a good deal. It doesn't work. I have to fix the GW-ROM drive on it, which I'm going to do a video showing you guys how to fix it. It's a common problem with a Dreamcast, and it's a really easy thing to fix. So if your Dreamcast isn't reading discs, I'm going to have a video and show you how to fix that.
It's kind of similar to the 72-pin with the NES.
Yeah, but you don't even...
common.
Yeah, but 72-pin, I mean, you got to take stuff out. Like this, you basically twist something like 5 millimeters.
Twist and pull and...
No, you just take a screwdriver and you just turn a screw like 5 millimeters.
Wow, that's...
So I'll show you guys how to do that in a video coming soon. Let's see, well today I picked up Top Gun: The Second Mission for NES. Horrible game. I got it for
the worst.
Dirt cheap and complete in box, so obviously
it was in really nice condition
complete
too.
with receipt.
Yeah, there's a receipt from 1990.
Manuals,
which is really
receipts,
cool.
Posters.
Yeah, original Konami posters inside too, which is great, and a third-party NES joystick, which is cool.
Yeah, those are neat.
Well, you've been with me the past couple times. What have you picked up lately?
I have to think.
The Bruce Lee game.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe let Nick go first and let me double think.
Oh, you did. You actually have picked up a lot of games lately.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna have too much time to think because I'm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Nick got a turntable, not video game related, but
oh, okay.
At least we did. We get that out of the way at the flea market.
I recall what I got now. I took a little peek at my game collection. I'm not gonna lie. I actually picked up a Super Tank Battle 2 in the box at a local store around us. It was only $2 and a complete Super Nintendo game in the box. Like, I don't care if it's Shaq Fu.
That's what I did today with Top Gun Second Mission.
If it's $2,
complete in box,
it's coming home with Poppy, you know?
It's coming home with Poppy.
You know it. I also picked up
yes.
Those should never have been made of paper.
No, that's why I love the Genesis hard. Those nice hard cases. That's so nice. I mean,
if Super NES could have just done that,
my life would be a little bit better. Thanks a lot, Nintendo. But anyway, also Flashback on the Super Nintendo. Pretty unique game, and Out of This World, I picked up that as well. They're two pretty similar games. They have a unique
Prince of Persia.
Yeah, cel-shaded art style.
But it's like the controls is what I was getting at.
Oh,
the Prince of Persia,
kind of both though, really. Because
yeah.
I mean, the first Prince of Persia on the I believe it was the Commodore 64 back in the 80s. I don't know what year, but that was a similar art style.
Yeah, and then they remade it.
And then I also picked up. I'm a huge Bruce Lee fanatic, really. He's like my idol or whatever. So I saw Dragon, the Bruce Lee story on Super Nintendo, and I couldn't say no. I just couldn't do it. The Great One would have struck me down if I had done that. So I had to pick it up. You know?
How is it?
It's
I've never personally seen it or played it.
It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it's not. There's no like horizontal movement or vertical movement. You can only move left or right. So
a true side scroller, not like a Streets of Rage or
like
Golden Axe.
If Mario had punching, I guess if you can't figure it out, that's kind of like what it would be like.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I guess you do think of the beat 'em ups and 16-bit as
absolutely. You think of like Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and
Battletoads, whatever.
Ooh, another good one. But I'm a big fan of Super Nintendo music, and that's how I actually found out about that game, because the soundtrack is awesome. I mean, it's awesome. Really? It's good stuff.
Awesome.
I would suggest if you're a fan of old video game music, Dragon Bruce Lee's got a pretty kicking ass soundtrack.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been part 1 of episode 5. Super Rad Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. youtube.com/officialsuperrad, and follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/superrad. Stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2 of episode 5.
Ooh, Spanish.
Educated man.